Hello everyone, welcome to syllabication. You will see a video where they say syllabication differently. I say it as syllabication. So when we look at spoken language versus written language, you can see that syllables are in both of them. So syllables, when we talk about phonology, is the spoken language, as in how many syllables are in a word, whereas in written language or orthography, it is the written part. We talk about syllable types, and syllable types is a way for students to break down longer words so that they can decode the words, or a way for them to spell longer words. The article that you read gave 6 different syllable types. I will talk about 7 different syllable types, and the video that you will see after this lecture video will talk about 8 different syllable types. So the syllable types that they classify are all somewhat similar. It just depends on who's the originator of the teaching method. So Orton Gillingham uses 8. Project Read is the one that I will be using that talks about 7. And I'm not sure who the article used, but they classify 6. So we could all agree on definitely 6. The one thing you should remember about syllables is that vowels open up our mouths. So there are 7, so the 7 basic syllable types means that a vowel is in the syllable and a syllable opens up our mouth. So when you have a vowel like A, E, I, O, or U, when you say a, it opens up our mouth. But a closed syllable is closed in by a consonant at the end, so that makes the vowel short. So if you say the consonant t or t, it partially closes your mouth. So if you have a, and t, the t is more closed than the a. So when we say cat, the a is a short vowel sound, but the t closes it, and the vowel is short. That is called a closed syllable because there is a consonant after the vowel. The next one, number 2, is an open syllable, and it ends with a vowel. So in the word such as pilot, pie is an open syllable. Pilot has 2 syllables. Pie, P-I, ends with an I sound, and it's a long I. A vowel silent E syllable, sometimes called the magic E, is one vowel followed by a consonant and a magic E. So words such as cake, the A is long. It's a vowel, consonant, silent E syllables. Bike, I is long. I think you get the idea. The syllable type number 4 is a vowel team syllable. Vowel team are 2 vowels that have a long or a short sound. Please do not use the old saying, when 2 vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. This little saying is only correct about 46% of the time. So you do not want to use that vowel team syllable for vowel team syllables. Basically what that's saying is, oh, when 2 vowels go walking, the first one is long, and that is actually not true. So number 5 is one of my favorites. It's called an R-controlled syllable. I used to call it a bossy R, and the reason why it's bossy but polite is because it allows the vowel to go first, but it makes it say its name. So when you have a word like car, it lets the vowel A go first, but it makes the A almost say part of its name, as in car. You hear the R. Or in the word bird, you hear the R in there. It's called an R-controlled vowel, and it's very distinct and makes a separate sound. Consonant LE, that's one consonant followed by an LE ending with a schwa between the C, the consonant rather, and the LE. We'll talk about schwas later. I hate the schwa because it changes the sound to an and we'll talk about that later. But a consonant LE syllable is a word that is at the end, and it is always at the end and it's stable. So words like bubble, you hear the ooh. It's bubble, trouble, syllable. Those are consonant LE words. Diphthongs are a combination of two vowel sounds, and they have their own special sound. So OI and OY both say oi, as in boy, and oil. OI is always at the beginning of or in the middle of a syllable, and OY is always at the end. And that is true for AW and AU as well. They're on the same. So the simple trick to teaching children how to break down the word is you teach them to identify the syllables, and they underline or tick each vowel sound in the word. This tells them the number of syllables in the word. I usually have them underline the vowel, and then they draw a line, or I tell them to swoop between each syllable. And then if two consonants come after that, they would separate in between the consonants using a VCCV pattern. Then what they do is they split the pattern, and then they would check their vowels if they're long or short. And then see if there's any other vowel or syllable types that they can mark, and then they code it so they know what type of vowel it is. Is it long or short? And put the diacritical mark on it. And then they can sound it out. Here's some examples of how they would normally shut it, and here's some examples of opened and closed syllables. So there's open, there's closed, and here's some vowel team syllables. And here's the R controlled with my bossy R. There's pickle, nickel, there's some diphthong syllables, and there's some practice.